DML stands for data manipulation language. If you want to insert a new record or if you want to modify the existing data, then we go for DML operation. If I want to manipulate the data which is in the table, either by creating a new record, modifying the record, deleting the record, undeleting the record, or merging the record, then we go for this DML operation. DML stands for what? Data manipulation language. Okay. What are the different types of DML events we have? DML events include insert, update, upset, delete, merge, and undelete. Merge and undelete. Data manipulation language. So it includes the operations. This includes the operations of insert, update, delete, and delete. We are going to perform insert, update, delete, and delete, merge, upset. These are the different types of DML operations we can perform. Now, DMLs are performed on S objects. DMLs are performed on S object. First we will say insert. Now, when I say insert, what is the syntax we have? Insert S object or array of S object. If you are making a DML on group of records, it is called bulk DML operation. If you are performing a DML on group of records, it is called bulk DML operation. Group of records, then it is called when you perform DML on group of records, that is called bulk DML operation. If you are performing a DML on group of records, that is called bulk DML operation. If you are performing DML on group of records, that is called bulk DML operation. If you are performing a DML on group of records, that is called bulk DML operation. Again I repeat, if you are performing DML on group of records, that is called bulk DML operation. So let us take the first example. Insert, create a new account. Create a new account. When you say create a new account ACC equal to, then we are giving ACC dot name, ACC dot 4. If you listen, you will follow. If you copy, it will be on the books. Industry equal to banking. Then we have a rating equal to 4. ACC dot ownership, ACC dot type. I have given the data, then I am saying insert ACC. Then I am saying insert ACC. We are trying to insert the new record. Boss, if you listen, you will follow it. Don't put on the papers. You are giving hard copy or giving soft copy. Listen, you are not writing a JNT exam. Right? Now listen carefully. So what we are trying to do? We are trying to insert the record. If I don't give this statement, what happened? Record was created, but it's not saved to database. If you want the record to be saved to database, we are using a keyword called insert. We are using a keyword called insert. Now, if you are working with a single record, either record will be inserted or failed, right? But I told DML can be performed on the group of records also. I told that DML can be performed on the group of record also. When I am performing a DML on the group of records, then what will happen? If I am performing a DML on a group of records, it is called bulk DML operation. If it is a bulk DML operation, then what will happen? If it is a bulk DML operation, what will happen? If any one of the record fail, will all the records will fail? I am inserting 4 account records. If one of the account record fail, what will happen? Will all the account records will fail, or only that particular record will fail? That's what is called atomic or non-atomic. When you are making a DML on a group of records, if any one of the record is failing, if all the records fail, it is called atomic. Insert all or insert none. When I say non-atomic, if any one of the record fail, only that particular record will fail, rest of the data will continue. When you are trying to insert the data, if particular record which has failed, only that record is failing, rest of the data is inserted successfully, it is called non-atomic. If any one of the record fail, entire data is failing, that is called atomic. Insert all or insert none. If any one of the record fail, only that record should fail, rest of the data should continue, it is called non-atomic. Any DML I perform using a keyword called insert. Any DML I perform using a keyword called insert is atomic. DML operation using a keyword called insert is atomic. I hope you are good. Okay. Now let me make a simple use case for you with a combination of what all the topics we have learned. I hope basic idea is clear, right? Everyone is good with this basic idea. Now let us understand the requirement first. Now this is my requirement. Now I am giving this data. When I am giving this data, what I want to do is so I have a requirement like this. When I click on the save, if I give Wipro, I have some data. When I click on the save, it has to go and check whether any duplicate records are there with the name called Wipro. It has to go and check whether there are any duplicate records with the name called Wipro. If there are any duplicate records, throw error message here. Throw error message. On the top, throw error message, duplicate record found. If there is no duplicate record found, save the record, take me to the detail page of the record. Save me the record and take me to the detail page of the record. Now, there is no duplicate record found, but while inserting, some of the required fields are there. Let us say I told phone number is required. Now, one of the required field is not entered, then what will happen? It will have to throw validation error. Now, what are the things? Was when there are no duplicates, save the record. When all the required fields are entered, save the record. If there is any duplicate, throw error. If any one of if the DML operation failed also, throw error message stating that DML failed. Are you getting my point here? Am I clear? So when the record should fail, when the DML failed, record should fail, or when duplicate record is found, DML should fail. This is my requirement. Requirement is clear? Everyone got the requirement? Okay. Let me build it. Then public page reference. Now we are trying to understand this. First, I want to check are there any duplicate records. Integer count. How can you get a count using a SQL query? Select count from. Are there any account records with the name called ACC name? What is that ACC dot name? New record which we are trying to insert. Whatever the new record we are trying to insert, that is having ACC dot name. The new record what I am trying to insert, that has a ACC dot name. New record what I am trying to insert, it has ACC dot name. Now find this. If count is greater than 0, if count is greater than 0, there is a duplicate record. Already a record existing with the name called ACC dot name. Then what I'm doing, fx page dot severity. I'm giving apex page dot and return null. Return null means come back to same Visual Force page. There are no duplicate records. There are no duplicate records. I'm putting try. Now why I'm putting a try? There is a possibility of. Now while I'm inserting, there may be a validation rule. There may be a required field which I might have not entered. There is a possibility that I might have entered validation rule. There is a validation rule, or there may be a required field which is missing. There is a reason. It is always a good practice to put the DML within a try catch. It is always a good practice to put the DML within a try catch so that we understand what exactly it is. Then what I'm doing, insert. If there are no duplicate records, insert the account. If I'm inserting the account, page reference. How do you open a particular record? Salesforce.com/record ID. When do I get the record ID? Only after the record is successfully inserted, we'll get the record ID. Now /record ID, /ID of the new record which is created. Go back to PMIS, Go to the salesforce.com/id of the new record which is created. Go to that particular page. No DML operation failed. If DML operation failed, what should happen? DML failed, then I have to get the message. It's error. Now listen carefully. I am trying to insert the record. Check the duplicate. If there are any duplicate records, throw error message stating that there is a duplicate record. If there are no duplicate records, try to insert the account record. If insert account was inserted successfully, take me to the detail page of the account. If account is not inserted successfully, throw error message, the DML operation failed. Did you get the concept here? Look at this. Anyone has any query on this? Followed, boss. So what was the condition here? Not saved it. Let me check why. So now we are trying to create a VF page. Now let us see the next VF page for this. Leave it. Now I'm trying to create Input text value equal to. We have the name, industry, rating, ownership, annual revenue. This is how I created. Now, then we had one more message here, apex h messages. Then I have a cancel button, public void cancel. Now, let us have a preview. This is how we have created. Now, I am not giving the account name. Account name is a mandatory. If I don't give the account name equal to blank. So you are writing a circle query. Fetch all the accounts where account name equal to blank. Then how many records will come? 0 records only. Because the name is the required field. When you get a 0 records, are there any duplicate records? No duplicate. Then obviously it will try to insert the record. When it is trying to insert the record, DML will fail. Why DML will fail? Required field missing. So create required field missing account name. Are you getting my point here? Required field missing. Why? I told check are there any duplicate records with the same name. What is the value of the name I gave? Blank. Now there will be no records with the name called blank because the name is a required field. Now as there are no duplicate records, automatically it will try to insert. When it is trying to insert, DML operation is failing. Why? Because name is a required field. The next one we had still the same required. What was the now? Required field missing SSN. There is a field, one more field created in the Salesforce object which is called SSN. Okay. Now record is inserted successfully. It has taken me to the detail page. Same record I was trying to insert one more time. Duplicate record. I hope you are good. Okay. Now on the top of it, I forgot to give one more thing. There is section. New code. My requirement is not yet done. Right. This is what we have created. Now what I want to do, how will you open this page? Whenever I click on account tab, new button, this page should come. I want to remove this. I want to create my page. When I click on this button, new button, I don't want this standard page. I want my custom page. So what I am doing here? Setup, build, customize, accounts, buttons, new button, replace with my Visual Force page. Standard page is replaced with. Now look at this. When you want to replace, there is a problem here. What was that? We are not getting that page. My intention was to replace, but I am not getting that page. Why you are not getting that page? You are not getting that page, right? Why you are not getting that page? Because if you want to use any one of the, if you want to replace any one of the button in the VF page, then the page should have controller with the page should have standard controller as account. The page should have as what? Standard controller as account. The page should have standard controller as account. If I want to replace any one of the button, I need to have standard controller. But according to my requirement, I can only use either standard controller or controller, but I cannot use both of them. According to my requirement, I can use either standard controller or controller. I cannot use both of them. So there is a drawback. That's where we are going for extension concept. My requirement was, this is the page what I have. I want to replace new button with this page. But when I am trying to replace, it is not supporting. It says, if you want to replace any one of the button on the account, your Visual Force page should have standard control equal to account. If I give standard control equal to account, I cannot write my own logic. Either you can give standard controller or you can give controller. You cannot put both of them. If you want to put both of them, again I need to go for one more concept called extension. I hope you are good with this. People are good with this example. Clear for everyone? Clear? Okay. Now let us go to the next example. I hope everybody followed this. Everybody followed this. Clear? Okay. Now look at the next example. I want to upload.
Satish, I have a question.
Yes.
When you were trying to save the record and SSN is a required field error you got, what did you do?
I removed that field, boss. I don't know what all the required fields are there. So I went and removed that field. Otherwise, I had to create that field also in the page.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Now, let us go to the next example. I hope people have followed this example. Okay. Now, try to understand my next example. My next example is input file. Input file. My requirement is input file. I want to upload a file. Along with the record, I want to upload a file. Along with the record, I want to upload a file. Just now we have created a record. Anyone has any query on this first example? Everyone is good? Everyone is good with this example? Clear? Clear with this example? Now, what is my requirement? I want to insert a file. Along with the record, I want to upload a file. If you upload a file, where will you save? In the account object, if you go to any record, we are finding, what is this? Notes and attachments. Here the file will be attached. Okay, let us see this. Now, we are trying to upload a file. We are trying to upload the file. If you are trying to upload the file, we want to see document, body, document name. Now, what was this file here? Try to understand this. If I say notes and attachments, what was this? Notes and attachment. Notes is an object, attachment is an object. Whatever the file we are uploading, that file we want to upload as a notes and attachments. Now, what is that attachment? Internally, we have a standard object called attachment. Internally, we have a standard object called attachment. Internally, we have a object called attachment. Internally, we have a object called attachment. For every record, there is a notes and attachment. If you remember, at the time of creating an object, custom object, we had optional features, one-time option. Last two steps will be there. Add notes and attachment as a related list to the object. You remember that? Okay. That attachment is an object. What are the fields we have in the attachment? Look at this. Body of the attachment. Content type, in case if you want to specify. Content type I can give as HTML, STX. You can give some of the, except this extension, we can go with any extension. Then we have fields like name of the file, parent ID, ID of the record, parent ID, ID of the record. So if you want to attach any file, we are supposed to understand the following fields. What are the following fields we have? Object name is attachment, name of the attachment, body of the attachment. If you want, content type. If you want, parent ID. Parent ID means ID of the record for which this attachment is created. ID of the record for which this attachment is created. ID of the record. Now look at this boss. Account, contact. If I want to create this contact as a child for this account, what will happen? On the account, there will be a field called account, which is a right. If I say account ID equal to acc.id, what does it mean? This contact is created as a child for this acc ID. Okay, let me make it simple. What are the fields we have? Name, body, content type, parent ID. Parent ID means for which account, for which record this is an attachment. 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 So let me give you here. Now I am giving here public. Attachment. Then I am giving whatever the account is created for that account we are giving. What does it mean? This attachment is created for an above account. Whatever the new account we created, for this account we are creating this attachment. Attachment parent ID equal to acc.id. What does it mean? For this account, this attachment is created. For this account, this attachment is created. Now, go to the VF page. File name equal to value equal to please I missed out some field. What is that field? Phone industry rating, ownership type active. I can give it is dot Have a preview. Record was created with the attachment, right? Whatever the file I uploaded, that was created here. Whatever the file that is uploaded, the file was created here. I hope you are good with this. Now what I'm doing, in case if you want to attach any files along with the record, attachment name, attachment body, attachment name, attachment body, content type, .txt, .pdf, what is the content type? Name of the file, body of the file, content type, parent ID. Parent ID means why this attachment was displayed here? Because for this record, this attachment was created. So this is a parent ID equal to ID of this record. I hope you are good with this. People have followed. People have followed here. People have followed. Next.
Satish, I have one question.
Yes.
Can you just go back to the content type where you have written that? You have specified whether it is a HTML or text. So
I have given
will it be
TXT.
fixed? Like if we use HTML?
Now they have given very clearly which formats they don't support. Apart from this, you can give any one of the format what you want. They told you cannot upload a file with the following extension: HTML, HTT, HTX. Except these files, any type of files are supported.
Okay. Okay.
They have mentioned the type. So I have taken TXT, which is not
Yeah.
in this list. I hope you are good. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Let's go to the next one. I hope people have followed this basic example of DML. Clear for everyone? Clear for everyone? Okay. Now, because I have given a concept of attach, input file here, I will also try to give one more extension of this, because already I given a static, example here. Try to understand this. Till here, anybody has any query? Everyone is good with this? Clear for everyone? Right. Public. Blob is a primitive or reference? Primitive. But array is a primitive or reference? Array is a reference. Now try to understand this functionality. Try to get this point, boss. Okay, good file. Value equal to I gave value equal to bodies. What is the bug we received here? Have a file. Choose the files. Now, what is the type of file we have taken? Uploading the file here. Uploading the file. Then we are giving the file name. We are uploading it. Now, instead of taking attachment, straight away I am taking body equal to blob and type. I am taking it. Are you getting my point? Type equal to blob. Blob and we are taking. That is directly attachment I have given. Now, if you want to take separately body file name. Body will be in the form of blob. Body will be in the form of blob. Body will be in the form of blob. Okay. Now, let us go to the next example. My next example is, let us go to the next example. Create a record for the contact. Create a contact record. Create a opportunities. Create a contact record with your own data. Create a contact record with your own data. Create a new contact record. What are the fields we have in the contact? Now create a list of opportunities. What are the other fields we have? Now create a list of opportunities. Then we are trying to make a DML on list of opportunities. We are putting all these records in the list. Insert opti list. We are inserting group of records. We are inserting group of records. Right, boss? Let's go to the next one. People are good with this. Now we are making an insert on group of records. Create a new account with owner as. Create a new account with owner as Wilson. Create a new account. Create a new account with owner as Wilson. 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 How will you create it? User you. You got a user. Owner ID equal to owner ID equal to create a new lead. Create a new lead with live queue as owner. Create a new lead with a live queue as owner. I want to make a queue as the owner of the record. Then how do you get it? Group G equal to select ID from group where type equal to Q and name equal to now create the lead. What are the required fields in the lead? Right, boss? Okay. Now listen to the context, next context very carefully. Now, everyone is good with this? Listen to the context, boss. Everyone listen carefully. Two objects are connected, boss. When two objects are connected, what relation they are going to have? Or master. In the lookup or master detail, what will be there? In the lookup or master detail, what will be there? ID of the parent record. Let us see this. When I go to contact, we have customer. Whichever the customer I have selected, ID of the customer will be there. I am selecting, but actually what will be stored here? ID of that record which is selected. That means this is a child of the del. So programmatically, if you want to create a child, record, then what should I do? In the lookup field, I have to give ID of the parent record. In the lookup field, what should I give? ID of the parent record. Because internally in the table, what will be stored? ID will be stored. So if I want to make any record as a child for someone, then what should I do? I have to make the parent ID. Whichever the record you want to make it as a parent, that record ID should be given in the lookup field. Now the question here is, who created the lookup field? Who created? If Salesforce created, then we have to refer the field with field name plus. If the lookup field was created by the Salesforce, we have to refer the field with the field name plus ID. If user created the field, field name underscore C. If the Salesforce created the field, we have to refer field name plus ID. Now, first example. Who created the relation between account and contact? Using a standard. Then how will I refer it? Some is equal to select ID from account. Name equal to. Then I'm creating a contact. Contact C1 equal to account ID. Contact object has a field called account, which is a lookup. Account plus ID. Account ID equal to ACC. Now, what does it mean? This contact was a child of that account. Contact was a child of the above account. Are you getting? In the contact object, always the lookup field will be on which object? Child object. The child object we have lookup. In that lookup field, whichever the record we are selecting, that will become the parent. So what I am giving? CON dot account ID equal to ACC dot ID. So this contact is a child of that ACC ID. I hope we are good with this. Clear? Clear for everyone? Whenever the lookup is a standard lookup, we need to add ID after the field name. Now let us take the next example. Create a new opportunity for account whose name is ICC. Now do this example. Create a new opportunity. Please mute your mic. Someone. Vaishali, mute your mic, Amma. Name, stage name, close date. OP dot account ID. Then insert. People who have followed this example. We are creating a child opportunity. We are creating a child opportunity. Next.
It is insert OP.
Yeah. Next one. Next example. Today, new contact for an account with accounts owners manager as owner of contact. Create a new contact for an account capital with accounts owners manager as owner of the contact. We need to apply some SQL queries here. Create a new contact for an account capital with accounts owners manager as owner of contact.
Each child object doesn't have the owner, right?
Yeah, it's a lookup relation, right? Only if two objects are connected by master detail, owner will not be there.
Oh, okay. ID we have to set. Okay.
First, get the account. Name equal to capital. Then get the accounts owners manager. Accounts owners manager. Select ID comma manager from where ID equal to get me the user details of the account owner. In that there is a standard field called manager. Get the ID of the manager. Then create a contact. This is what we have done. So people practice this exercise. Create a task for an account. Create an event for an account. Create a feed item for an account. Create a account team member. Create a opportunity line item. Create a code for an account. Create a order for. Try these examples. This will give you almost all the scenarios for you. Try this example. This will give you almost all the scenarios. Try this example. It will give you almost all the scenarios. Basically, we have done the basic operation of DML insert. How to insert the record and how to insert the child record. I told you if the relation is a standard relation, field name followed by ID equal to ID of the parent record. I hope everyone has followed this example. Anyone has any query on that? Right. So that's all from my end. 1 minute pause. That's all from my end. We'll catch up in the next session. Yes, go ahead now.
Yes. So I didn't understand the last logic get written for the contact
Now,
and for that.
who is the owner of the account? User is the owner of the account. Now I brought the owner ID. ACC owner ID. Now what is that ID? ID of the user. If you know ID of the user, I can get the details of user. Sorry, it is a manager ID. Now, next session is tomorrow.
No, so it is. So why have you created the user? The user you equal to. So what is the need of creating the
Now
user?
I need to get the manager of the owner. No. Create a contact. Accounts owner's manager. Who is the account owner? He is the account owner. So for how do you find out his manager?
Yes.
Owner ID is the owner of the account. How do you find out the manager of it? So I wrote a query on the user. I told get me the record of owner. Once you get the record of the owner, owner's manager will be available here. That I was saying. Okay.
And
Hello.
apart from this, so what is the the functionality of the Apex page stored the message. I didn't get
That
that
is to
particular
print the error
HTML.
messages. Print the messages. That is to print the messages. We have done a couple of examples in the beginning classes. Please cross check them.
Hello, Steve.
Yes.
In the last to last session, I think we have done the parent-child SQL query, right?
Yes.
And and in that query, like suppose we have a one account and we can have a multiple child records like contact, right?
Yes.
And if we want to display it in the VF page, do we need to create two tables or can it be done in one table only?
That depends upon your logic. Now
No, if I am, I,
within the column you can have, if you can take one column and display everything, or you can display them separately.
actually I have tried it, but it's showing me error that we can't access the contact.
No. Now, if you are throwing an error, how could I find out, boss? You tell me what is the format you
No,
written. I can tell the example. Okay.
I have just implemented